Welcome to this video on how to create a keyframe animation using Draw Plus X4, and we're going to be creating a web banner sort of animation. So first of all, you need to open your software, and typically that will be found in the sort of Start All Programs, and you might have a serif menu. So it's Draw Plus X4, and when you open it for the first time, you should have the startup wizard, and what we want to try to do is create a keyframe animation. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give you some pauses, so if I pause or say you do it now, then it's your opportunity to pause the video and then do what I've shown you, and then replay it to sort of catch up where you are. So let's create this keyframe animation, and the reason it's called a keyframe is we want it to go frame at a time. Okay, so this bit of software allows you, it computer generates the frames and the movement and so on. So what do we want to do? We want to create a keyframe animation. Let's create a Web Plus flash banner here. Press OK, and it changes the screen size to something that looks like this. So Web Plus flash banner. Okay, and if it doesn't look like this, you can go through the menu and choose that. So what we've got over here is a standard menu. Now if you've got menus that are out of a line, you can go to view and here, and then you can get either new toolbars over here. You can also go over to your layout tools also, and put it on the various grids, so you might be missing something as well. Okay, so what do we do? Well, first things, over here on your left hand side you've got a lot of features here, like drawing shapes, text. We've also got down here, as you further get, we've got some rotation, some envelopes, some stretching, got drawing tools and so on. Here is where you actually create your animation. Over here you've also got some more features about sort of colours you can choose. We've also got some arrangements and layers, and we've got some toolbars here for adding in effects and gallery images and so on. And then down here, really important, is the sort of frame by frame, how you organise how many frames you got, how quickly it goes, and how you animate in particular. So what we're going to show you is really quickly is how would I make I don't know, a bouncing ball animation that goes across the screen, 5 seconds. Maybe we'll put in a bumblebee, so a bouncing ball and a bumblebee. Okay, so let's first of all, let's create a ball shape. Okay, so here we go, here's a ball, there we go. You can also, with these, you can also make it, if you see when you select an object, you can make it rotate. You can also do some weird things here, where you can set angles of particular shapes. It didn't really work with it. Well, there we go. Something to play around with. Depends what you want. So let's change the inside colour. So if we can see here, let's change the colour to red. So can you see here? This is the outside. So that's the outside of the shape, and this is the inside. So we select on that. What do we want? Well, we want a colour red. Okay, you can choose different colours. You might have a swatch here, which gives you slightly clearer colours. Again, we can play around with all sorts of colours that we want to. Okay, so we've got a colour wheel. You might have that as well. There's a colour box. You can just choose what you want, really. So we can go around here and choose the various colours. So we want red. Let's make it a black outline, but we want a bit thicker, so let's make that a bit thicker. Okay, and let's put the thickness in here. There we go. Can you see it changing now on the left there? So there's our bouncing ball. Now we want to select the image, so here we go, we can select it and move it. We're going to have it bounce sort of like that. Okay, so how are we going to do that? Well, we've got the first frame, so that's we want to now insert some more keyframes. So we're going to make it 5 seconds, so 5 keyframes. You could have more, you could have 10 of half a second to make 5, but in this case we're going to make it 5 seconds, just really easy. Press OK. Now what you've noticed here is it's added more frames. Okay, and where it says 1000 ms, that means a millisecond, so that's actually a second. Okay, and we can actually click on those to change them. Okay, we can also go up to here and scale our storyboard, say actually I want it to be 6 seconds or 10 seconds or whatever, and it will then regenerate that. So we want it to be 5 seconds. Okay, now what we can do is at each frame change where the position of that shape is. Okay, so I'm going to say on the second frame I want it to be there, this one I want it to be there. Okay, and can you see what's happened already? I haven't played with these, but already it's moving and sort of generating its own path. And the reason it's sort of going up here and going down is because the end position of the ball was put there. So can you see what's happening? So if we go there, there, okay, we also want that to go there, and you can see the previous locations of the ball. Okay, and then where we want it afterwards, we want it there, maybe down a bit. You can see the path there. Okay, and then we want it at the very end over here. Now, how do we know what that looks like? Okay, well we can use this feature here, which is auto run. Okay, and we just press that, it's just going to generate it, and it's just going to go very slowly. It's just going to loop it. So that's what it would look like as an animation. It's not particularly good, but that's how it works. Okay, so what we can do is maybe just play around with some of the features there. Okay, there we go, and we can see whether that looks a little bit better. It's a bit slow. 5 seconds is quite a long time. Okay, but you got the idea. It's about now. How do we add other images? Well, we can go down to the gallery here. Okay, and we wanted that. We've got different clip arts. We've got animals in here. Okay, here's our bumblebee, and all you just do is drag it on there, and there we go. We're going to have the bumblebee. We want the bumblebee to fly. Let's scale that down. We want it to fly across the screen. Okay, so what we can do is you can add it to any of the screens, and then using these arrows, either run it backwards or run it forwards, so then it will appear now on the bumblebees everywhere. Okay, so we want it to start here. Okay, on the first one, we want it to fly across the screen, maybe to the end. So if we go, this is quite a neat feature of Draw Plus. If we take it to the last frame, we can say, where do we want it to end up? Well, we want it to end up over here. Now, what that then does is it automatically works out a smooth path for the animation. So now that we've done that, so it's there, we run it, we've got the ball and the bee. Okay, and that's just running. There we go. So it's making its way to that final frame in 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, so that's that. Now what we want to do is just add some text in there. So we're going to call it, so hit here, click, we're going to call it the bee and the ball. Okay, created our text, we can just make it bigger like that. We can also colour it, so let's make it blue. Just need to highlight that, blue. There we go, there's the text there, blue. Okay, we can change the font and the size, there we go, and we can make it like that. We also got some text paths. We wanted to make it like that, and make it a circle. You can decide what you want to do. I'm just going to try and show you the features. So we call it the bee and the ball. Okay, and the problem is, if you look here, it's not on the other frames. So we can just highlight on that, and then we can just run that forward. Okay, there we go. So that's just going to stay in one position. You could animate it if you wanted to, but just want to show you how you do text. So let's just play that for one last time. and we've created our moving ball and the bee, just showing you some very simple keyframe animation in Draw Plus X4. Okay, thank you for watching, have fun.